Hello everybody, it's Chris the Spyder Minimalist, and it's another wet day in Western New York, as you can tell, but that's okay because I'm a happy camper. I just left Buck's Motorsports in Akron, New York, and heading back home to Niagara Falls, New York. I was at Buck's, the dealership that I bought the Spyder from back in mid-March. I was there to get some accessories installed, and I thought I'd take a couple of minutes just to tell you what I got installed and why. So, first of all, right here, you can see I've got the chargers that I mentioned in a previous video. I had those installed. I'm real excited about this for two reasons. One, on this side, it's a USB charger, and I need that to power my iPhone. Again, my iPhone mounts right here on the quad lock, but there's no way to power it unless I want to use the BRP Connect charger in the glove box, and I do not want to do that. So now I can get a little USB cable that will tie into the lightning port into the iPhone right here. It's going to be perfect. So now I can charge my phone while I'm riding, which is a good thing. And on this side, it's a 12-volt charger. This device I bought, they ordered through Sling Mods. The dealership ordered through Sling Mods. I'm not sure who manufactures this, to be honest with you, but it's one of the few options available, and it shocks me that Can-Am doesn't have Can-Am accessory. I don't know why they couldn't put a USB port right here and maybe a 12-volt port right here, maybe underneath here with rubber plugs just like this. You'd lift up the rubber plug, you'd close it to seal it off from the rain, but they don't. Anyway, back to this. This is a 12-volt charger, and I need the 12-volt charger so I don't have to go to a gas station every time I want to put air in my tires. I've got a portable compressor that I keep on the motorcycle, but it doesn't do me any good if I can't power it, and now I can power it. So I'm excited about that. Another thing I had put on was a trickle charger port in my front. I'm not going to pull over and show you that because it's pretty pedestrian in terms of an accessory, but I'm excited about that because when it comes to the winter, even though I ride year-round and I keep my battery going year-round, I'm still going to keep the thing on a trickle charger when it's in my garage. The other thing that I'm excited about related to that is I also have an accessory that'll tie into that trickle charger port that has jumper cables attached to it. So if I lose power, somewhere along the line I put my high beams on, that was unintentional, I apologize. If I lose battery, I can get a jump start with that. I hope that never happens, but if it does, at least I have one possible option to get out of that. I know there are accessory battery packs that you can carry with you that are fully charged, and you can like give yourself a jump. I've not crossed that bridge yet. Maybe that'll come at some point. The other two things that I had them install, I need to pull over to show you. So it looks like this county road is going to give me a little challenge in terms of finding a spot to pull over. So I'm going to explain what I did in terms of the two accessories behind me, and I'll pull over up here soon and kind of show you what we did. So first of all, behind me I have a backrest, and I went with the BRP backrest. From everything I've seen, there are other options that other aftermarket providers sell, but from everything I've seen on YouTube and what I've read in terms of comments, the BRP backrest is worth the extra money. So I went that route. From the short ride that I've done so far since I left the dealership, I can feel that. Now the backrest is adjustable, and I'll make an adjustment when I get home and I'm safely ensconced in my garage and I'm not getting soaked. But I went with the BRP backrest, and just a little background on that decision, not the BRP decision, but the decision to get the backrest. I swore up and down before I got the Can-Am that I would not get a backrest, and here's why. I was coming from a KTM, and that KTM was almost famous for its hard seat, and I thought, okay, no matter how good or not so good the Can-Am seat is compared to, let's say, the Sea to Sky seat, it's going to be infinitely better than that KTM seat. And this motorcycle, because of the fairing and the luxuries that the RT Limited has, is going to be so much more luxurious than the KTM that I was used to, and previous motorcycles before that, that I'm not going to buy a backrest because that's just overkill. It's just not needed. What I was neglecting to think about is that this vehicle, this Spyder, not only replaced the KTM, but also replaced my car. And my little Hyundai Kona was a wonderful little vehicle that had not just an obvious and a common bucket seat like most cars have nowadays, but it also had lumbar adjustment, a heated seat with a heated back, an adjustable headrest. So I'm also coming up against that, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna just pull into this strip center here to show you what we're talking about. So I thought to myself, I'm gonna cave in and I'm gonna get the backrest. The other thing that's behind me is the luggage rack that is sold by Sling Mods. I think it's a show chrome rack. You know what, to be honest with you, I am confused, and maybe one of you can kind of I'm going to just pause here. One of you who has more information on this can clarify, but I get Sling Mods, show chrome, big bike parts, a little confused, but the dealership got this. I believe they got it through Sling Mods. Now, I also had a choice between going with the BRP luggage rack or the Sling Mods luggage rack. Whatever I affix to this is gonna be affixed with bungee cords, and the Can-Am BRP luggage rack is more flat in nature, and it's hard to explain, but just imagine flat metal with some holes and vents in it, and that's fine. I'm sure you could figure out a way to do it in terms of hooking bungees to it, but obviously the tubular metal frame is much more conducive to bungee cords. Now, I will tell you, there's so much luggage space available on the Spyder, on the RTs in particular, in the RT Limiteds with this trunk, and plus, if I don't have a passenger, I can also always put a duffel bag right here, but I still got the luggage rack, and there's a reason for that, and I'm gonna shoot a separate video talking about my reasoning there, but I'll just give you a hint, and that is, I partly wanted the luggage rack installed because of the inevitable zombie apocalypse, and I'm going to talk about the zombie apocalypse in the metaphor that I use that as in another video. So there you have it. That's kind of my reasoning for having installed what I had installed this morning. Now, some of you might be saying, why didn't you do that yourself? Well, I'm not a handy person. I'm just not going to be installing that kind of stuff, especially electrical things like this, especially that. I know I've had plenty of people say, oh, I've got a video that shows you how to do it. Well, I appreciate that, but there are probably videos out there showing you how to do everything, but I'm not. When it comes to 3,000 miles, I'm going to take it to my dealer. I'm fine with that. I built in, I've got to blow off some of this water that's all over my face shield. There are a lot of things that I can do that I just choose not to do. So I wasn't going to mess with this. I didn't want to get into an electrical issue. I'd rather have the dealer do this, and then it's on them if something goes wrong. But anyway, just a short video explaining what I had done and why I had it done. I've got a couple of other accessories coming. I caved in and went with a drink holder, and I'll explain that on a separate video. I never thought I'd do that either, but I'm getting spoiled. I shouldn't say I'm getting spoiled. I was spoiled having an automobile, having a car, with an interior with luxuries that we just take for granted, that you never dream of on a two-wheel motorcycle. And now that I have the Can-Am as my sole vehicle, quite frankly, I wouldn't call it pampering myself. You can see I'm out in these conditions. This isn't exactly being pampered, but I want to at least have some semblance of luxury on this thing now that I don't have a car. Anyway, thanks for coming along on this wet, dreary day. I hope you're having a much better day in terms of the weather at least, and you have a great one, and thanks again. Bye-bye.